Hey guys, welcome back or to the channel. This is part 2. Alright, so we've opened everything up. That's where the small patch is. Obviously all the way across here because that's where all the damage is. Because nobody wants mold in behind the walls or to cover it up. So now we have open access to all of it. Right here is where the break is. You'll see right here. And you'll see right here where kind of like it's already starting to come through. This is gray water. You don't want anything to do with it. And if I flex it, you'll see the issue. So now I'm going to cut it with the Sawzall. So I'll cut it here, put a Fernco, cut here, put a Fernco, cut here, here, and here. I probably will cut it up here just to make my life easier, and then add some couplers when I add it all together. Because this thing is an octopus, and they'll be put together piece by piece, bit by bit. When removing the waste pipe, the ABS, I made sure to be very strategic in the cuts so that I didn't nick any of the copper piping that's there, because we don't want another mess. I used a 6-inch Sawzall blade meant to be cutting ABS plastic. Okay, so the 2-inch for the shower right there, 1.5 for the vanity, 3-inch for the toilet. Now that's for the drain, and that all ties into that, another vanity over there. And there you go. Downstairs here, well, on the ground, 2-inch for the shower, 1.5 for the vanity. It goes out to the drain, to the vent. And then this is obviously where the break is. As you can see right here, that's your pipe. A little plumbing hack: take the pipe you just cut out, bring it to the store, and build it at site, on site, before you take it to site. So we're back, and I was just setting it up, and then I realized, oh, I made a boo-boo. This is 1.5, that's 1.25. They're right beside each other. Obviously I picked the wrong one. These are the stuff we already had that I cut out just to make myself more room. Again, 2-inch, 2-inch, 1.5, 1.25. The wrong stuff, because this is 1.5, and that's your 3-inch. So we're gonna make this up the best we can, glue it all up, get all the drywall in place, and then yeah, go back to the hardware store. Those are your Ferncos. When you're rebuilding such an item like this, where everything joins together, I try to save myself some of the time and build it on the ground because it's a bit easier, and I'm basically mirroring what we already have. I built a majority of this on the ground because it's cleaner and easier and faster. That being said, as I was installing it, I broke it into 2 main pieces because after we cut everything, some of the piping was 1.5 to 2 inches shorter, and we needed to do this so that the main piece that was broken originally could be used as the extension piece to join the 2 main pieces together, and it worked out beautifully. Alrighty, so putting on a Fernco, which is this thing here, over there has proven to be a little too tight. So I'm going to, I've already cut it back a little bit, match up with the rest of it. And the reason why I decided to do this is because I have to go get some more plumbing anyways, because apparently I picked up an 1.25 pipe instead of an 1.5 pipe. Because 1.25 is vanity, and 1.5 is for the rest of that line. I just made a mistake. Whether it was put back in the right place, I don't know. But things are looking good. Just putting back what was already here. So this is the pipe. It sits up there like that. So we're all good in the hood. It's leak tested. We're 100%. Now, cut the drywall, trim it up a little bit, and put it all back. Alrighty, so one of the first steps you have to do, as you can see it's flush here, we have to cut this 1/2 inch back. And once I do enough of that, I have to do it all the way around. I'll just do it this part as an example, make it nice and easy for us. And that will allow me to have a mating surface for when I do it all the way around for the next piece of drywall. This is an easy one. I just took a 1/2 inch or more of drywall all the way around and straightened up some of the edges, and then I installed screws on the outside into the joists to firm everything up into place. So I've measured the opening. It's 15.5. This looks fairly straight, as does that. So I will simply start the cut right here to there, and we will just tape measure well. It's a very light tape measure, so it's probably gonna, you know, do a couple weird things. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a proper tape measure. Generally speaking, any tape measure is a good tape measure. This is still a Drywall brand, just Stanley. As you can see, 8 meters, 26 inches. This tape measure has a measurement here for 3 1/4 to say when you go from the wall to whatever you're measuring, it is plus 3 1/4 inches. So you don't have to bend the tape measure upwards to get that measurement. Next thing, you have your nail catch. You have your winglets on the sides to catch onto the drywall for different measurements and all together. And then obviously you guys already know that you have that when you're inside, and then it goes like this when it's on the outside. And there you go, you learned something. Now we're gonna use this tape measure to cut the drywall. As you can see, she's cut pretty good. The next thing you do is you take your drywall sheet, brace it, and give it a little, and there you go. You got a nice straight edge. Give that a nice little cut. Apparently she's really thick in the back. Usually you can snap it off, just like that kind of nice. And there you go. Perfectly square piece of drywall. Now we're gonna throw it up in the ceiling. Something I'll do is I'll bevel the edge a little bit on the drywall piece I'm gonna put up, but also I'll do the same here. So when I put the drywall compound in and then I put the tape over top, it has a little bit more mud to bond the pieces together. And I've had good luck with that over the years. So it's 16 inches on center between the joists. And you can see there where it curves in where I have that little patch. I decided to make a piece just for that specifically, and then I matched the curve with that piece of drywall, 16 by 16 with the curve, so it goes 15 and a half, and it turned out beautifully. And that's what it looks like, drywalled. Next, we're gonna mix some mud, throw it on up, use some fiber tape, put the mesh on, skim it another time with the compound, and then at that point we can skim it, a nice light coat, and then another nice light coat. So it'll be 3 coats deep. It should be ready for basically the final sand and paint, well, prime. But I won't be around for those last 2 steps. So let's get to it. Originally, when I did the compound, I wanted to have 20, 45, 90, and be able to do it all properly at once. But the store didn't have that. So I decided to set up with 90, mix it with some hot water, but ran out of time. Not bad for an amateur. Still haven't lost my touch after all these years. It's probably as good as it ever was. And it does need another, I'd say another 2 coats. Sand, a thick coat, and then another sand, thin coat, and then prime. And you won't ever see it in the ceiling. That being said, for now, this is what I can provide. Anyways, guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below, and I'll get back to y'all as soon as I can. Peace!